Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Laser Brains. This is a podcast that reviews every movie that we've ever seen. I'm your co-host, Mike L. As always, I'm joined by
Joshua Merville. Today we're going to be talking about a movie I hadn't heard of until we pretty much watched it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. All right, and we're joined by this guy,
What a start.
Champion. I know, right?
Yeah. This is a great start that we're off
Yes.
to here. Yeah, this
Champion.
is the smoothest.
Yeah, very
podcast
smooth, very
yet.
smooth. We've been doing this for a while.
This
and
is
it
episode
shows.
number 1 or 2.
I know,
think
something like that. Yeah.
We'll get the hang of it.
Champion hosts movie night every week.
Every week.
Sometimes you see movies you've never seen before, but they came out when you were alive.
Yeah.
You didn't see them.
No. Yes. No. I was. I remember watching this trailer when it first came out on cable.
Okay.
And we'll talk about my reactions to that trailer.
Okay.
And why I didn't watch this movie.
Okay.
Until now.
I'm not going to say anything until you talk about that. But we're also joined by a very special guest. Technically, one of our oldest patrons
Yes.
of Uniplex, correct?
Yes,
Julia.
yes.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you for
an
joining
OG.
us.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much.
It's about time.
I'm glad and nervous to be here. Thank
Don't
you.
worry, you're doing good so far. You're doing good. So why did you decide?
Better than the three of us.
Yeah, that's true. So why did you decide to join us for this particular movie? Was it just a random thing?
Well, I was asked to join last week when you guys watched The Thing,
Right.
and I was too nervous, so I had to prepare myself mentally to do it tonight.
I understand. I know what you mean. Sometimes you need like preparation, and then you're fine, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: are you a fan of Tom Hanks?
I would say, yeah.
Sure.
Like I'm not the biggest fan,
Sure.
but I don't hate the guy.
Okay. So I think a lot of people from like the newer generation don't realize in the 80s, Tom Hanks was only known for doing comedy. Like that was it. He did Dragnet. He did Splash. Big. What else?
Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies.
Oh.
He was on a sitcom called Bosom Buddies. The whole premise of the show was that him and his buddy had to dress up as women. What was the reason? I don't remember.
I don't remember
There was
either.
always a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how he started. And then he became this gigantic star. And he didn't start doing serious roles until I think it was Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yep. And then now, since that day, he's only done serious movies. And I have been waiting for him to go back to this type of stuff, but it hasn't happened yet. So The Money Pit. Okay. So we're going to talk about the first time. Okay. No one's seen it except me, right?
No.
Okay.
How many times have you seen this prior to today?
Infinite. Okay. As
Whoa.
many
Wow.
stars in the
Wow.
galaxy as there are. That's how many times I've seen this movie.
Wild for me to have not seen it until
Yeah.
now, and for you to have seen it.
It's like a movie
All
where
of the times.
I've seen it enough times that I kind of know when I'm watching it, I know what's coming next. I know I like the dialogue hits me. And in fact, I probably just watched it last year. You know what I mean? So I want to know, Ian, why did you see the trailer and not decide to watch the movie?
All right. Well, you have to understand that I was maybe 9 or 10 years old
Okay.
when the trailer came out. And I'm just watching TV in the basement by myself. It's like Channel 22, first choice the movie channel. And we're going through all these movies coming up. Oh, Tom Hanks, I think I know him from, I don't know what I would have known him from
Bosom
back
Buddies.
then. Maybe. But I'm watching the trailer for this movie called The Money Pit. Now, I'm 9 or 10 years old. Every pit that I have ever heard of in my life has been a bad thing, right?
Okay.
Right? Pit of despair, pit in the pendulum, bottomless pits. Like you stay away from a pit when you're 9 years old. So Money Pit, I don't know what that is, but it's ominous. So this movie called The Money Pit, and I'm seeing Tom Hanks fighting for his life as this house tries to eat him, and he's screaming, and it's just like, wow, what is happening? I thought this was going to be a scary movie. Like
Okay.
not today.
Interesting.
Okay.
Not today.
Yeah,
but when I was
yeah.
9 or 10, I was like, not too scary. I'm not going to watch it. And then it became one of those things that, you know, when something plants a seed in your brain when you're very young and you don't challenge it ever, or it's never challenged for
Yeah.
you.
Well,
And
I
I'm
know
just
a lot of people like that.
I'll be scrolling through Netflix or something, Money Pit, nope. And it's just like my
I
brain
know
would
what you
just say
mean.
nope,
Yeah.
and that's it. And I just
Bad
scroll
first
past
impression.
it. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You
And it wasn't
associate
even a first impression. It was just associated with
Yes.
fear for some reason, just because I didn't know what a pit was.
Sure.
That's it. So I didn't
Yeah.
see it until today.
Josh, had you heard about this movie before today?
No. Well, I mean, besides you guys saying that we're going to watch The Money Pit.
No, not that. Okay.
No, I had
counts.
never heard of this. Completely. Maybe you mentioned it when we talked about The Burbs.
The Burbs. It
Okay.
came up. It came up then.
Yeah.
So when
but-
we screened The Burbs, yes, many a person came up to me and said, "You got to watch The Money Pit after
Many a
this."
person who wasn't
And
here
none
tonight.
of them came
Yeah.
tonight. None of them came.
That's crazy because I've never heard of either of them. I think maybe the Burbs more than this, but no, I don't think so. So
Okay, look, I'm gonna go back to our pal Quentin Tarantino, who likes to say that the 80s was one of the worst decades for movies. Okay,
Is there anything that he does?
I know he
that
likes to
isn't-
piss
that's,
people off.
yeah, he's
I'm still processing the Matthew Lillard.
I know, right? Exactly.
Wait, what about him?
Oh, no, Ian, fill her in.
I don't know the exact language that he used, but Quentin Tarantino has no respect for Matthew Lillard as an actor.
You believe that?
Fuck
says
that
that he's a
guy.
bad
actor.
Are
Right?
you kidding
And
me?
he's very
No, not-
recently gone on record to say that he does not like Matthew Lillard and does not
also
respect
Matthew
him as an actor.
McConaughey and Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
he
Come
hates
on.
Which is
Paul Dano.
crazy because
Yeah.
Paul Dano is like
Ridiculous.
a fantastic actor.
I mean, even Matthew McConaughey's all right.
He's
He's
good
solid and true
yeah.
detective.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my counter argument, partly because I grew up in the 80s, was if you want to talk about movies in the 80s, how many other decades? Okay, look, you know what the 80s success is in? Movies with puppets, movies about fantasy, movies about sci-fi, and movies that are comedies. Okay, comedies. I don't think you can find as many great comedies in the 70s or the 90s as you can in the 80s.
And not just comedies, because there's a lot of comedies nowadays, but comedies with a strong emotional center.
Yeah.
They
And
didn't
also,
rely just on the comedy.
it's interesting because some of the people in the audience, like Heather, they said they actually couldn't laugh because the movie gave them so much anxiety because they're just at the age where maybe they're thinking about buying a house, and then you watch this movie. This movie is about anxiety. It's about the anxiety of, like I guess you could say middle class American, anxiety of like, okay, we're going to get married, we're going to buy a house, and then we're going to get screwed over by these contractors. Like there's a legitimate heart to this and anxiety to it. And that's why I think it resonates. Now, so here's the thing. This movie is crazy. And I think it's like, as I'm watching this movie, I'm trying to figure, like, it's uneven. It's not perfect, but there's obviously there's some legitimate laughs in this. There's some great laughs in this.
Yeah.
But there's also like absurdity. The fact, like, who but this director, I don't even know who the director is, to think that, okay, we're going to have a construction crew and they're going to look like the cast of Mad Max.
Absolutely wild.
Combined with a heavy metal band. And when you read the credits, they're played by a heavy metal band called White Lion. They're actual heavy metal band. And then there's the two midgets, little people on like big wheels, right? Like, did you notice that?
Yeah, like, just
this is
no
fucking
reason.
insane. Okay, Julia, what was your impression of the style of the humor in this movie?
Well, that part definitely came out of nowhere, I feel.
Right,
It was pretty grounded up until then. And I mean, I say grounded and everything was fucking falling apart. So
Right.
that part really, honestly, that was the most captivating moment for me.
Sure, okay.
I was with it, but then that really got me into it.
Okay, so Ian, the tone of this movie, what is happening here?
It's a little confused.
Okay.
It's a little confused. It works most of the time, but there are these moments, like that moment when the entire construction crew rolls up, and I see what they're trying to do,
Right.
but it comes out of left field. There's no setup for it.
It's wild.
It works, but I have no idea how.
Yes.
I think it works because it comes out of left field. We're not expecting it.
You could not
Yeah.
introduce that motley crew of.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not even any like hints to it either. You know what I mean? Like there's no like laying the groundwork.
Well, okay, but I'm going to counter that and say that if you look at every person he's dealt with up until that point, they're a little bit shady.
Yeah,
a
for
little
sure.
bit.
They're a little shady, a little weird,
Sure,
but
but-
none of them are rolling up on big
No, I
wheels
know.
without
Yeah,
a shirt.
like it's such a jump.
It's an exaggeration. It's obviously an exaggeration of like, okay,
Right.
who are we gonna get to fix this house? And he's coming over like out of the fog,
Monster trucks.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the monster
yeah.
trucks. And then when he comes out, if you remember, yeah, like he's like waiting like through the crowd of people and like the actual monster truck, and there's like people that they legitimately look
In
like
like BDSM, get like
Yes!
this woman was like putting
I
a
know,
collar on the
I
one
know.
guy.
I know, it's amazing.
They're like rubbing
It's
him down with
crazy.
oil.
Yeah.
It's
insane.
wild.
Yeah,
It's fucking crazy.
But I think that the reason why it works so well is that the guy in charge is having like a very real conversation
Sure, yes.
about about the construction to Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
while all of this crazy
Yes.
thing, like it's never like talked about.
You're
in
totally
the movie.
right. They
It's
don't
so
address
good.
it at
He's
all.
like, "There's nobody in the house, right? Well, my wife's in there."
And
Which-
that's
your
what he
wife's
panics
in there.
about.
Yeah. Your wife's in there. You got to get her out. What do you do? We can't start construction while your wife's in there. It's like,
I know, and the thing is, you know, like the bobcat thing.
Yeah.
Usually they're supposed to like dig. No, it just has this big spike in it.
absolutely
Purpose
insane.
of this vehicle is to destroy.
Yeah.
But not even destroy, just poking holes.
Yeah, just poking holes, just ripping, and like after day one of construction, they're like, "Okay, we're done." They drive away. It's just destroyed. There's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
actually done. There's no work done. Right? There's just
So
holes
good.
in the wall. Okay, we gotta back up here. We should probably explain to our viewers what this movie's about. So basically, this couple, this like 30-year-old couple or whatever, they're not married. They're just
Yeah.
getting into a relationship. They get kicked out of the apartment that they were in that was technically the apartment of her ex-boyfriends, right? This maestro guy.
Ex-husband.
Ex-husband.
Yeah.
So then they're desperate. They can't find an apartment. So they get a real estate deal to buy this $1 million house for $200,000. No questions asked. They go to meet the previous owner of the house, is this woman who we find out is all heartbroken because her husband of 25 years she just discovered was the pool boy for Hitler.
Right.
Because the Israeli again, like this is only in the 80s. Only in the 80s. She found out that the Israeli intelligence came to her house and told her that she found this out. So then here's a good gag. She tells Shelley Long this, but not Tom Hanks. They're driving away in the car at the end of the scene.
Oh my God.
And Tom Hanks says, I got to tell you, the pool is the cleanest pool I've ever seen. And she just starts bawling her
It's
eyes
so
out.
good.
And then he's like, what the hell? And Shelley Long's like, I'll tell you later. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. That's such a great gag. It's
great.
So anyway, they move into this house and basically the house just starts falling apart
Yeah.
from the moment they move in. And that's like the whole middle act of the film is them dealing with this, right?
Yeah, it's almost the whole movie.
Almost
really.
the whole
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, like 80% of the movie.
Yeah, and other aspects of the movie happen with that as a backdrop, right?
Right.
Like it goes
Yeah.
beyond the middle act, and that things are they're just having the movie, and there's people walking by.
Yeah. And then the other subplot is that Shelley Long's ex-husband
Is trying to get back with
is
her.
trying to get back with her,
Right.
and he's played by the asshole in Die Hard.
Is he really?
That's the guy with the Uzi, the big blonde guy in Die Hard. Yeah, that's him. Great actor. Like, did he not do a great job in this movie?
was really funny.
He was
Yeah.
really perfect, right?
And he was like kind of funny in Die Hard,
Yeah.
but like he didn't really have any jokes. Like just like a fine background
Right,
character.
right.
And this, he was really, really funny.
Yes, he was. He
was great.
Perfect for this role. And so the whole movie is just, one thing after another going wrong. And so I think that, so obviously someone had to write this. We don't know who because we don't do research on this movie. Someone had to write this movie, but then someone had to cast Tom Hanks. And I think, Julie, I want to go back to you because you more know Tom Hanks for just being the guy who does dramas.
Toy Story.
Okay.
That was my first exposure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So what did you think about Tom Hanks in this movie?
It took me a while to warm up to him, honestly.
Okay.
Like I wasn't all the way there with him, but he sold it. He's got chops.
Sure.
And obviously, like, Toy Story was my first exposure, but Forrest Gump is very much cemented in my brain as the Tom Hanks movie. So seeing him be silly in like a slapstick sort of comedy of errors thing, I think it worked for him.
Sure.
Truly.
Yeah, I think he was really good.
Yeah.
Champion. What do you think of Tom Hanks in this movie?
A lovely flashback to that 80s Tom Hanks physical comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the Burbs level, right? Like it didn't have that polish in any aspect of the film, but talking about his acting in particular, he was still kind of trying to find his footing a little bit here, I think. And there wasn't an awful lot of cohesion going from one gag to the next. They seemed to be like a lot of little compartmentalized gags.
Okay.
And they all worked, but it could have used more, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he did a great job, especially with the script that we got, because the script's not great. Like it's
I think we
dialogue,
agree. The script is like it just cobbled together. Okay, here's the premise. Here are the gags.
It's a great premise. I think even actually the setup for it is really fun. The fact that we cut in on them like waking up in this beautiful house,
yes,
and then everything like falls down,
Sure.
and then the bit
And
with
to
the
that
real
end, sorry
estate
to
agent.
interrupt.
Yeah.
I was surprised it took that long to get to the
I
final
agree,
house,
too.
right?
Yeah.
For a 90-minute movie,
It was a
took us
long
30 minutes to get there.
I agree.
And then like the real estate agent, that's a great like story moment. That's funny that we're kind of like getting into the story, like a way to get into the house. But once we're there, it's just like the only thing in the story that happens is so something comedic happens. It's almost like they had ideas for bits in the movie, and then they wrote around those bits to get to the end.
Here's the thing, and I can see that, and there's nothing wrong with that, because in my opinion, the director did all the gags right. Like, let's write a gag of the staircase collapsing, but the way that it was shot, like him leaping in slow motion and hanging, right?
That was Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, fully.
Okay, yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of. It was amazing.
It was. That's what I mean. I was worried because I was watching the movie. Like, I was hoping, like, oh shit, I hope this joke doesn't fall flat. But I felt like everything hit.
Yeah.
You know,
the way that it fell apart too, like the staging of it and like the setup of this stunt is brilliant.
Yes.
Like watching it, I'm like, how did they do that?
Yes,
Like
I
really,
know.
like
I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too.
The way it falls apart
the way
and
that
like
it rolls, kind of. Yeah,
and then like
falls.
as he's like running up, it's like falling behind him. So he had it had to have been strong enough for him to step up to go to the next one. But then it's really, really well done.
I got some flashbacks of the from the Burbs, when Tom Hanks is coming out of the house again. He's dealing with a house that's collapsing, and the whole front facade of the house just sort of collapses, very much like the stairs did.
Yeah, that reminded me. I was like, did I see this before? Was this? Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
But also like, and you know, obviously there's gags like, you know, he turns the light on and then like it's brilliant. Like, but it's him. It's like it is a funny joke, but he makes it
100%.
It's his reaction.
I think that the stairs bit works really well on its own, but I think almost every other funny moment is only because of Tom Hanks. I don't think it's a funny scenario by itself.
Well, I think it's funny, but he makes it funnier. Like, okay, the funniest moment in this whole movie to me, is he walks towards the camera and then all of a sudden he starts sinking. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And the camera cuts and you're like, what is happening? That is insane to think of, but also insane to hold for 10 minutes of like he sits down and then he's like, well, I'll just start counting the money, and again it's like, okay, how much of this is this Tom Hanks just like ad-libbing, and then it's like, and then the what is it,
The permits guy.
the permits guy comes to the house.
He can't breathe.
And then the camera is like the position of the camera. It's like, I'm here. You know, I can't talk. I'm constricted. And it's like you're dying laughing because the camera's way back here while the guy's at the door. Then he leaves, and then he's singing. Well, what song was he singing again? I don't even remember.
What song was he singing?
But it was ridiculous.
yeah.
I don't know what he was singing, but it was ridiculous. And then Shelley Long comes.
It was the like Walter, Bo Walter.
Yeah.
Bo Walter.
Yeah. So you know he's been there for like 10 hours, just keeping himself entertained.
Yeah.
And then Shelley Long comes home, and then, honey, I've been hallucinating. I think I saw the Care Bears.
Yeah.
Who the fuck thinks of that? And then finally, after 10 minutes of this gag, she walks through and we see his legs, the reveal of his legs to the ceiling.
Very good, yeah.
Fucking so funny. And then of course, she comes and tries to pull the carpet, then he falls through. Anyway, I think it's like that gag is brilliant. Mm-hmm. I think it's brilliant. Josh does not think it's brilliant on its own.
Okay, I don't think so.
I think it is.
Like the staging is brilliant, and the idea of him like sinking in is good, but like I think beyond that, it's not funny.
I think it is.
I'm splitting the difference between you guys. I think maybe like the bits are all good. They're all well constructed bits, but a lesser actor would have not made them nearly as hilarious as Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I don't think I would be laughing like I am.
Well, I think
like it's funny, but
I think it's a combination. Okay, Julia, you're the deciding vote. What do you think?
I mean, I'm like kind of with Josh on this one. Like I was enjoying it, and the part that actually got me to like laugh out loud was when we see the reveal of the feet.
Okay.
And that was just like good camera work.
Okay, but the
That
other
was a
parts
good
of him
shot.
like being stuck, you were laughing at that.
It was like, haha, yeah, that's enjoyable, you know.
Okay,
but like,
okay.
I wasn't
For him, it's
giggling.
yeah, and I think that when I did laugh was when it was Tom Hanks's face when he's doing the airplane and it like comes back and he's
But-
like the scenario
here's
itself.
the
I'm like,
thing.
it's funny, but
I think
he is hilarious.
I agree that he's funny, but I think why I think it's also funny on its own is that the idea of the joke is funny, but also the staging of like the camera's here and he falls out of the camera. Mm-hmm. Then we find out what is going on. Oh, okay, he's stuck in the floor. The fact that they hold on it for 12 hours and it's like the sun goes down and he's still there. That's like the ridiculousness of it makes it funnier for me. And the fact that like I'm sitting there and he's trying to sleep, like because you're sitting there writing, you think, okay, what else can happen? Well,
I guess I'm warming up to Mike's opinion.
yeah,
A little bit.
it's like, well, he's trying to sleep, and it's like, okay, then he's throwing paper airplanes, he's singing to himself, then he's hallucinating, and I also love the fact that when Shelley Long comes home, the camera is like over here, and he's kind of like behind the chair, and I was also screaming, laughing the fact that she can't find him. She's like, "Where are you? I'm in the den. I was just in the den. No, trust me, I'm in the den." Like that joke itself, they held it. The camera held like this for like 5 minutes. Just you don't even see her. You just hear her, and it's because you imagine yourself in that situation. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, I thought it was
All right,
brilliant.
I'm on your side now. I'm on your
Okay,
side now.
okay,
I mean,
okay.
Tom Hanks was just, he pushed it over the top, but holding on it for as long as they did.
Yeah, that's
I'll
what
give you
makes
that.
it.
Speaking of holding on as long as they did, I'm curious what you guys thought about the one scene where all the shit happens, the turkey flies out of the oven, and then the bathtub drops.
Yes.
And then it's just like a solid 30 seconds of Tom Hanks like hysterically laughing.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Well, I loved it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was one of the funny scenes of the movie, but now I'm going to agree with Josh and say only one or two actors on earth could have made that scene work. Like, because the script probably just said, what's his name again? The character?
Walter, I think.
Walter laughs. No one else is going to make it funny. Tom Hanks was 99% of why that was funny. But I did laugh though. Did you laugh?
I was kind of judging it a little bit.
Okay.
And I do agree with you. Like it really only worked because it was like Tom Hanks.
Sure.
But I was like, oh, this is Tom Hanks being Tom Hanks.
Okay.
I didn't buy into it fully.
Interesting. Okay.
What about you guys?
Josh?
I think at first I wasn't sold. But the longer it stayed on him,
Yes, that's the key.
the funnier
Yes.
it got. And I think by the end of it, I was like, yeah.
I think
Because you see that bit, you see bits like that, right? Where something comes crashing down and it's like a moment where everybody's silent,
Yeah.
you're not expecting it, whatever. But and that happens, and then he starts laughing, and then laughing harder, and then all of a sudden he's like just like noise is coming out of him.
Yes.
You know, it's not even like a laugh at a
yes.
certain point. It's good. Yeah. So I again, he's like punching up. You know, he's like plussing up these jokes.
Sure.
Yeah.
A joke like this, you can graph it. You can graph how funny it is. It's really funny at first when he's laughing, right? Because it's not a funny situation. Backs up, falls through. He pauses, he laughs. It's funny, he's laughing. Then he keeps laughing. It's like, all right, I'm tired of him laughing. He keeps laughing. He keeps laughing.
Yes.
He keeps laughing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the joke takes off again.
I agree.
He hasn't done anything different, but now it's just hilarious.
I agree.
So
I totally agree.
Just that was the perfect curve. They held it just as long as they had to. And I think they cut it when it was at its funniest. So kudos.
I think it's the directing and the editing and the acting. It's all working in sync. It's brilliant. Okay, I got one more. When what is it called when there's a really elaborate machine? Is that a Goldberg?
Rube Goldberg.
A Rube Goldberg. When he is about to walk across the bridge of wood he's holding something. Then he turns around, he does something else, and he comes back and it's not there. Okay, Julia, you look
exasperated.
Yeah, what do you think?
I enjoyed that part.
Okay.
It was kind of like what Ian was saying. It was like, okay, this bit's happening. Okay, I get it. Oh, but it's still going and it's getting fucking worse. And now everything is down.
Right.
And I was sold by the end.
I think like it's one of those things where you're right. As it's happening, you're like, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay. But it's staged so meticulously that you're just like, it's almost like it's so slow that it makes it funnier because it's like, now he's here, now he's falling on here, now he's up here. And then you see like the construction workers like get out of the way and then things fall and then he can't see what's going on. So he's like looking around and then he ends up on the thing. And then remember he falls into the chimney. You're like, well, I know where this is going. Yeah. And then that falls. And then he ends up in that
like the little bucket, the cart
thing.
Yeah.
And then he's rolling down the hill. And again, it's kind of slow. So that makes it funnier, right? And then he ends up in the freaking, what is it called? The fountain with the piss on his head. I don't know. I just thought that was great. What'd you think?
It feels like this whole movie was written around that moment. Like it really is like this. It's everything. And I will say, I think it's maybe the one joke that does not need Tom Hanks.
I'll agree with that because I bet you that was a stunt double for half the time.
Like his face is covered.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with that.
There's not really anything crazy he's doing with his movements.
Right.
It's just a guy.
Right.
But it was funny. I don't know what else to say. It was good.
Champion!
I
We're
like
going to go through every joke in the movie and just judge them, okay?
I like that for that sequence too. Like all this stuff is happening to Tom Hanks because of Shelley Long. She unplugs the saw.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then something else happens, and then she plugs the saw back in. Like the joke, it sort of settles down, it breathes a little bit, and then Shelley Long does something else, and then the machine's going again.
Right.
It cuts through another beam. There's a whole bunch of chaos, and that's the way that it goes until the very, very end. She's the one that plugs in the fountain, and it starts pissing on his head.
That's right.
And she was the one who wanted him to get water in the first place,
Yes.
and he ended up getting
That's
water
right.
in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, which brings
Very
us...
astute observation.
I'm going to talk about some running, because this ties into some running jokes. The construction workers. This is, okay, I think it's brilliant. We already talked about the fact that they're... Because if you look at the credits, like, some of the construction crew members were the actual band White Lion. Do you know, Ian, do you remember White Lion?
Oh, I have no idea who White Lion
Weren't
is.
they?
Transformers the movie?
Wait.
Yeah.
I think they were White Lion. I think
I'm
so.
almost positive.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
Josh is going to look it up, but I think they were one of the bands that played on the soundtrack of Transformers the movie.
Could you imagine
I
being
know,
that
right?
band? What do you guys,
I also
where do you guys
don't
play?
think it was the construction crew. I thought that they were.
Oh, maybe they were the heavy metal band at the end.
No, they were.
Playing in the wedding?
No, the
Cheap Girls?
the Cheap Girls.
Huh?
The Cheap Girls?
So they were the Cheap Girls?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay, that makes sense. So not the construction crew. But however, the construction crew, they are their own gag. So, for example, Shelley Long going to the medicine cabinet, checking out her hair, opening it up, and there's this guy. Not only is he looking through the thing, but he gives her It's like, oh yeah, here what is some Advil? Oh yeah, and by the way, your birth control pills are expired. Like, that's fucking hilarious, right?
And the way he responded, it was like, this has been a routine every day.
Exactly.
Like, they're
That's a
used
good
to
point.
this.
Good
That's
to
a
see
good
you
point.
again. And one of my favorite things about that scene, I don't know how to really describe it, but there's like some music going on. The scene is lit a certain way. And as soon as she slams that medicine cabinet, the lighting changes, the music cuts, and she whips around to talk to Tom Hanks again. It's like all of a sudden we're in a completely different movie.
On to the next thing. Okay, Josh.
Do you want to know what song they sang?
You got the touch?
No.
Okay,
no.
What?
The Transformers theme song.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And they're in this fucking movie. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. Okay, so here's the thing is, the 80s was a glorious time for comedies as what? Oh no. What?
Wait. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
It was Huey Lewis, wasn't it?
The song was performed by the American glam metal band Lion, not the band White Lion.
It. Okay.
This is why you can't trust AI, Josh. Come on.
So here's the thing. You know what? I think White Lion, they actually sang a song called When the Children Cry. Do you remember that song, Ian?
No.
And it's from like 88, but if you look up White Lion, you'll find that out.
Wait. Okay.
Okay. We refuse you to research on the show, so we like to do it while you're watching.
Right.
But anyway, so let's just get back to how great the 80s are, okay? In the middle of this normal, somewhat typical story, we're going to throw in the fact that Shelley Long's character is a musician in a classical band, but Tom Hanks is, what is he? He's the agent or marketing guy for a heavy metal band?
No, he's a lawyer, I believe.
He's a lawyer for
his
the
dad's
band?
firm.
Okay.
And he was serving some papers or something to a member of the band.
Okay. But I love the fact that we're going to throw that in there and then have them play at the wedding, right? That was brilliant. Also, okay, I got to say, if there's one flaw in this movie, I think we could have shaved off the first 2 minutes you don't think so?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Why did that happen? Like,
I know.
It circled back in the end, but it didn't add much value.
You could have chopped off the beginning and the end and it would have been no different, right? It was confusing, I thought. Like, because I've seen this movie like 1,000 times and I'm like, I don't even remember the scene when they were in Rio de Janeiro or whatever.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot that was a thing that happened.
And it's like, who's this guy? Oh, that's his father. Oh,
why is he marrying a teenager?
Yeah,
why
why
is
is
this
this
in the
important
movie?
to the story? And then they mention it briefly that his dad something.
Well, that's the reason why he doesn't have any money.
But I think that if they were rewriting like a second or third draft of this movie, they could have been like, he's poor. Who cares? Like,
yeah, we don't need to know why he doesn't have enough money to buy
just has no money.
New York apartment.
Yeah.
And I guess I can kind of see the merit in it begins with a wedding, ends with a wedding type of deal, but that's it.
That's it.
Poetry.
Like poetry,
Rhymes.
it rhymes. Yeah, they could have easily trimmed that out.
Yeah.
But I think almost if you were to take that out of the movie, everything else about the movie works. Go ahead, Josh.
I think the thing that I don't like about this movie is their relationship. I really like at the start. I really like them together. But I don't fully buy their separation. It feels so tacked on and like so like, oh, she slept with the guy, so they're gonna have a fight about it, and he just automatically kind of knows, and then it's a fight, and then they don't ever really talk again. Like they have a couple arguments, but then I don't know. The idea too that like we're supposed to side with her a little bit. If she had cheated, right? Why are we supposed to be like, yeah, Tom Hanks, why don't you forgive her? It's like, what? I don't know.
I don't think we're supposed to side with her. I think we're in the middle, kind of. But here's the thing. I know what you mean. Like, it felt like they were like, well, we have to have something happen, so let's put this in. But I do think the way it was executed was pretty good because if you're watching it for the first time, which was you thought, oh my God, they actually did sleep together. So I agree with Tom Hanks. Like, well, she cheated on me, so I'm gonna break up with her. But that's what I would do. But
sure.
But here's the thing, though, is that the way that it's executed, I think, is pretty good. Okay, again, great directing. They're in bed together, and he's accusing her. They go to bed. The light turns off. The light turns on. Then she confesses. The light goes off. The light turns on. And then he freaks out. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny how it happens and unfolds, but I don't buy that she cheated. Like even in that moment, no, I know, but we're supposed to believe that. And
Sure.
and I'm just like, it feels so out of place that this scene is even happening between.
I don't think it
her
feels
and
out of
her
place
ex.
because I think the whole movie that he's clearly hitting on her the whole movie, and
the whole movie though, she's like so in love with him.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like
Champion, did you buy it?
Or even like go there to take a shower doesn't even make any sense to me. Like,
I'll tell you where it all breaks down. It all breaks down when the truth comes out that she didn't sleep with him because she thinks that she did.
Yeah.
But when she realized that she didn't, she still decides that she's mad at Walter, and she still decides not to tell him because she's mad at him for not forgiving her doing a thing.
Okay, no, I agree with you. I don't think, I think she's a bad person for thinking that, but I still think that someone could think that.
Oh yeah, maybe, but that's neither here nor there because tonally it is a bit of a roadblock in the movie. I think it gets a little bit too heavy there, and it does kind of feel like, you know, I'm being pulled in two directions.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
so
which of my parents are getting divorced? Which of my parents am I going to go live with? I don't know. It feels like I have to make a decision, and those two people are both being very, I don't know, uncommunicative and just kind of shitty people in that moment. And I don't like either of them in those scenes.
What do you think, Julia?
I'm with you guys, but I also think that I enjoyed that there weren't any marital issues throughout the whole like house falling apart bit, because that is a time when there would be lots of arguments. There would be lots of like issues in the relationship. I mean, for me anyways, but like I enjoyed that it didn't stem from the house falling apart. It kind of came from an outer source.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think that was necessary too, because it seemed as though they were trying to do and they use that line too. As long as the foundation is good, then everything else can be repaired. And then they kind of look at each other at that point. So they had to have a big fight in order to use that allegory, which somebody was clearly very proud of when they thought of it and they wanted to have it in the movie.
You know, I gotta say, I do appreciate the fact that this sleazebag construction guy, in the end, comes through. The house is perfect, and the fact that was a really cool scene when he's got the key, he doesn't know who to give it to, and they're really far apart from each other. He puts it on the banister, and he is actually the one that comes through with this kind of wisdom. Mm-hmm. I thought it was cool. There's like, well, you know, as long as you got the foundation, that's all that matters, or whatever he says. I thought it was cool that this sleazebag is the one that comes through with his wisdom. I like that.
It would have been more interesting if there was some build up to that, though, right? Like if this sleazebag had done more of this sort of cottage wisdom.
Sure.
Instead of just whipping it out at the end.
Whipping it out at the end. A little bit. So I think overall, the script is brilliant, but I think it's a little hodgepodge. Like we can all agree it's a little hodgepodge, right?
Yeah.
But it's still awesome. Like I think the cracks are smoothed over by Tom Hanks, and also some brilliant improvising on set, which probably happened. We don't know for sure, but
I think Shelley Long deserves a lot of credit here too.
Certainly.
I think that she was a very strong deadpan foil to Tom Hanks, and she was just exasperated enough with what was going on to sell that aspect of things.
I'm really surprised she held her own, because I don't really know her from anything. So I was kind of thinking that she was going to be maybe a little bit dull and like not really well written.
And when they were screaming at each other,
she's great.
She's believable.
Yeah.
I've never loved her as an actress, because like, for example, Night Shift is one of my favorite movies, but she's my least favorite part of it. And then she was in Cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
And then she left, and I just never loved her. And I thought she was okay. I have a different perspective of her, though. So, like, other people in the audience thought she was really good. I just thought she was okay.
Yeah, I think this is the first thing I've seen her in.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I liked her. I also think that she had this kind of like simple charm about her that Tom Hanks has.
Sure.
I think that like his personality really bounced off of hers, and they seemed like a good match.
That's true.
So yeah, she did great.
What do you think of Shelley Long?
Yeah, I agree. I think she was very relatable, kind of grounded in reality. Personally, my favorite character was Benny, the smoking 12-year-old.
Oh my
yeah.
God, we didn't even
Holy
mention
shit.
him. That's what I mean. This movie's insane. What the fuck is, every time I watch this movie, I forget that scene is in this movie. I always associate it with something else, but that was crazy, wasn't it?
My favorite part. I really think.
Went
And I
out of left
love
field,
when he throws the cigarette on the ground and he's like, what, you're going to let my mom clean that up? And pans down to her in the maid costume.
I know,
Like,
right?
That was genius. I love
And
that.
then the mother's like, oh, I would have 1,000 of them if I could, or whatever she says. Okay, I have a question. I've seen this movie a million times. Who was that? He's not. There's no
Just a
relation.
client.
Just some guy.
Yeah, he
Okay.
saved them money on taxes, and that's
Okay.
why.
That's why I think it's important that the beginning of like setting up that his dad screwed him over, because he wouldn't have all of these connections to keep getting money to get the house and get loans to like fix it, right?
Okay.
So it kind of builds on the fact that he has like these really high connections without having any money himself.
The thing is, okay, we have the premise of the movie, which is what, like we said, 80% of the movie is the house falling apart, but all these peripheral jokes are hilarious. That guy's hilarious. The getting dropped off at the house by a different, like a transport truck, then a cab with all those blinking lights on it. Like there's that recurring joke that they don't call attention to; they just do it, right? Also, the friend with the pacemaker thing.
Oh, yeah.
Who has a heart
Keeps
attack
having
and
heart
almost
attacks.
dies.
He's great.
And then they bring him back later, but they didn't have the money to film him, so they just have his voiceover when they're hitting sold on the paper. You notice that?
Oh, yeah.
That was him. And I'm just trying to think of the other weird recurring jokes that there were.
There were lots of light gags. The one where they're in bed and it's like lightning flashing, so it goes dark.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I loved that part. That was very Rocky Horror Picture Show moment for me. I thought that was a rare moment of, wow, they're doing something artistic here in this like slapstick movie.
Right.
And the ongoing theme with like the lights turning on and off in that one scene. Yeah.
Yeah. I also love the 2 weeks bit. It's very good.
Yes.
That's really funny. And then there was another one.
The missiles.
I was gonna say
That
every
was a
time they
running
get
gag,
dropped off, they mentioned something about
And then the fact
testing
that at the
missiles, like,
very end, it's Max and
like his
is it
driver
like
or
Yakov
something?
Smirnoff or something that plays that guy?
Oh, I don't know.
But they say in Russian, like, I think they're testing missiles here.
I thought it was an Asian guy, wasn't it? It was an Asian guy.
was it?
I think it was. Yeah. Maybe
I
I'm
know
wrong.
Yakov Smirnoff's in this movie.
He is, but
Yeah.
he's Russian, so I
do.
don't know.
Yeah, I
I don't know
know.
where he is, but anyway. But okay, that reminds me of one more joke. Oh, what was it? Oh, we talked about the lights going on and off, which is smart directing. But I also liked like the front door that's always like kind of like this every time they go in and out. But there was another joke that was this is what it is. When the second guy comes to the house, I don't remember. I think he's the plumber, maybe. They walk to the door and he's going to serve him a drink. They walk to the door closes, they come out, they're already holding the bottle. And like that is absurd. It's farcical, but it's so brilliant, right?
There's that sort
like,
of instant time passing.
Yes,
we don't see it at all.
Exactly. Like shit like that is brilliant. Like it takes a certain kind of director to even think of that shit and to execute it as well as he did, I think, right? Look at Josh.
Yeah.
Josh is like,
No, I agree.
Okay.
No, I like
so
it.
it's not just Tom Hanks; it's actually the writing and directing. Anyway, okay.
For that bit, yeah.
Yeah, for that
Yes.
bit. Do you have any final thoughts on the movie, Julia?
Based on like what we were just kind of chatting about with all the bits, I don't know if this is a good comparison, but I was having the thought while watching the movie of this feels very Arrested Development. Like with all the reoccurring bits, the things that don't quite make sense, but it does because it's in the world that we've invested in. And I love Arrested Development. So I think that stuck with me.
And that was that Judd Apatow?
Oh, possibly.
It might have been. I don't remember, but Judd Apatow did do a show early in his career, and it might have been that. And
I
that would make,
don't think he was in Arrested Development.
no,
He wasn't
Not in
as
it,
a
but
creator.
yeah.
Oh, I'm a
creator?
fake
Yeah,
fan.
I think that might have been him, but Josh is going to find out when he does his research right now.
Oh.
But Arrested Development, but that would make perfect sense because, again, there's a magic to '80s comedies. I don't know what they were doing, but they were doing something right.
Produced by Spielberg.
Yeah,
That's true. Produced by Steven Spielberg.
Amblin.
That's just true. That's true.
No, I'm not seeing Jeff.
No, okay, I was
created
wrong
by
about that.
Mitchell Hurwitz.
Okay, no connection at all. But yeah, there's probably like those are probably guys that grew up on this and then they created that and it carries over. Yeah. So yeah, again, there's a weird magic to this kind of humor, and I'm glad you liked it. I at least I hope you liked it. Right?
I did.
Okay.
I rated it on Letterboxd, and I
cool.
said I enjoyed this more than I thought I would.
Excellent.
How many stars did you give it?
3 to 5.
Oh, so is that what you and Caitlin were doing? You were. I
Yes.
saw Caitlin. I'm like, what is that? Okay, because I go on Letterboxd, but I just put like that I watched it. I never put like a review. Okay,
Follow me.
interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll find you on there. Okay, I will. Champion, what's your
Yes.
final word?
This was good. This was good. This was nowhere near the masterpiece that I think The Burbs was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or some of his later material, but this was very good. This is a great jumping off point, and it is a great example of that 80s. Just it's so interesting. They hadn't figured out that you can make a comedy without a script or a story, and people will still come to see it. Right?
Sure.
Back in the 80s, they still thought they had to make a movie to go with
actual
all these
movie.
jokes.
You're right.
They don't do that so much anymore, but they still did it then. And you can tell.
Good
There's,
point.
there's a lot of other stuff going on other than Tom Hanks doing this in a carpet. A lot of good
but
stuff.
I would still watch it if it was just that. But anyway, Josh. Final word.
I did like this movie. I 100% agree with you. I think maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it as much, because I'm thinking about The Burbs, and The Burbs is so well thought out. Like everything in the story, every joke, every bit, like it just seems so cohesive. Where this kind of feels disjointed at times. The humor is really good. I think the directing as well, like you were saying, like the setup of these bits, and
there were some really good bits.
the lights on and off at the end when they are in like the separate rooms across the hall. Like there's a lot of great moments like that. So I did really like this movie, despite.
Okay. No, you know, I think it's just one of those where, yes, it's uneven, and there's probably
Yeah.
plenty of things, like, I don't know what critics thought of it. They could have criticized as much as they wanted, but I don't know. I've seen it a million times, and I still laugh every time I see it. So I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, if The Burbs is his funniest movie, this could be Tom Hanks' second funniest movie. Maybe. But we will find out when we continue to marathon more Tom Hanks comedies.
Sure.
We got Dragnet coming next.
Yeah, could be. Who knows? On Meteor Uniplex every Wednesday at Meteor, right?
That's right. Unless it's on a Tuesday.
Unless it's on a Tuesday. What do we got coming up? We got,
Return of the Jedi.
yeah, no one's going to see, by the time this airs, this will be really old.
If you're
but-
watching this, if you haven't seen Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
here, you will have missed it.
Yeah,
Followed by a Charlie Chaplin classic, The Great Dictator.
that's right. So Meteor in Windsor, Ontario. Come and check it out. Want to thank Julie for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It's about
And
time.
we are absolutely going to do more David Lynch. Absolutely. So
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, for sure.
be there.
One of my favorite directors, for sure. So yeah, I want to thank Champion for hosting movie night every Wednesday,
Anytime.
sometimes Tuesday. I want to thank Joshua Mervell for knowing where you can find our episodes.
Oh, that's right. I do know where you can find them. You can find them on our website at comicbooksyndicate.com. All of our podcasts are up there, so give us a watch. Let us know what you guys think about The Burbs and The Money Pit. And what's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
There you go. All right, till the next time. See you later.